On today's 30-minute music marketing, why Christmas should be the start of your seasonal marketing.
Cue the title sequence.
30-minute music marketing for musicians who want to get better at marketing their music.
Hi, I'm Greg.
Hello, I'm Sheldon, and this is 30-minute music marketing, the show for independent artists and DIY musicians who want to get better at marketing their music. That's you. Hi. Thanks very much for listening to this on the podcasts, watching this on the myriad of YouTubes, Facebooks, and wherever you so watch our heads. Click subscribe on the YouTube so you know when on #Music Marketing Monday a new episode is released. Thank you for all your watches and your views. And at the time that we are recording this, Greg,
yes,
it's but a couple of weeks till Christmas.
It is indeed.
Now, what are your thoughts on Christmas music?
Oh, that's a question.
Not as a consumer.
Oh, okay.
Okay, as someone, is it worth perhaps, if you're an independent artist or DIY musician, dipping your toe into the world of Christmas music? Is that a good? Is that a good sort of career move? Is it good for marketing? What do you reckon?
I don't think it did Slade any harm.
It certainly
or Mariah
didn't.
Carey.
No.
Although Mariah Carey's doesn't sound so Christmassy, it's kind of. You could possibly use it at other times of the year.
She's not bothered. She's happily eating bags of crisps.
Walker's Christmas.
And getting paid to do so.
So, on the whole, I mean...
Is it worth it?
Obviously, it depends. If you're looking at it as a cash cow, then probably if you want something that at least people will dig out. I mean, how many times does Michael Bublé get played at Christmas time?
Well,
compared to the rest of the year.
Right, here's my thoughts. I think if you're an independent artist, you're a DIY musician, I think recording and releasing Christmas music is good for a couple of reasons. First one is that normally you have to badger and pester and try and cajole your audience into, oh, I've released a new single, won't you listen to it, or please listen to it. And sometimes that requires a little bit of heavy lifting. However, if it's Christmas themed and released around sort of Christmas, then the season, to use the terminology our American brethren will be familiar with, that season and that goodwill does some of the heavy lifting for you. It's not as much of an ask, perhaps, for someone who's feeling in a nice, warm, lovely Christmassy mood.
Are you saying that they might listen to your music as part of the Christmas spirit?
I think you've got more chance if your audience
season
of goodwill. Like I say, if they like Christmas and you've released some Christmas music, you're already halfway there. Yep. I would say. Also, in addition, now we've entered the world of streaming. It used to be that when music was on a physical format, it was a one and done. Someone would pay it, you would get, someone would buy it, you would get paid once. And no matter how many times they played that in the future,
there would only be the money at
there would only be the initial transaction and the initial sort of revenue. However, if your Christmas music is something that they are returning to year upon year upon year in a world of streaming, then that's potentially a good move. And your catalogue, or that particular portion of your catalogue, can be reinvigorated every year. So I think, obviously, if you haven't released any Christmas music, it's probably a little bit too late now. But guess what? You can start planning now for next year.
So did you say it's possibly too late to release a Christmas single now?
As in, if you feel inspired by my words.
Right, gotcha.
There's always going to be somebody who'll try and release a Christmas single two days before the main event, release date 23rd of December. So yeah. In the whole, I think that's good. So, what I'm going to do now is use that particular activity as a branching event and go, right, well, if that might work for Christmas, and the fact that Christmas rolls around every year and that gives you an opportunity to remind people of your existing work, what other events might there be in the calendar which will reinvigorate perhaps your songs, and maybe you can write custom songs in order to coincide with those sorts of things. So you could write a New Year song. If you were to write a New Year song, that would get popular at a certain time every year for our American brethren. It could be giving. I've written a Black Friday song.
Yes, you have.
Comes out every year. Again, American friends could write a song about Independence Day.
What about the Ibiza classics?
Yeah.
Anthem.
Specific holidays. What about sporting fixtures? Is there a monumental, massive sporting event in your part of the world that is celebrated every year? If you were to write a song about that, that would be an opportunity to be refeatured year upon year. It could talk about your favourite sport, and you could write a song about kick-off. If you're talking about football, you could write a song maybe about your local club and how at approaching 3 p.m. and kick off, all the excitement and the build around that.
Yep.
That could get played and could be relevant every week, or certainly within the sporting season.
The person who came up with the sound for Apple when you turn the computer on, was that a one-off or was that just a reoccurring?
That was Eno, wasn't it?
Was it?
Yeah.
I think you might be right.
He did some of the early Windows ones as well.
Do you think he gets paid?
I know, it'd be great if he got just like a penny.
Every time someone said a Mac on.
That would be good. So,
but hang on, you just reminded me in terms of this. Isn't the song with the most publishing "Happy Birthday"?
You're right. I think it is, and I think it's about to fall out of copyright very, very soon. Get ready to, cover all your. I think TGI Fridays have a Happy Birthday song that they have to play, which isn't Happy Birthday, which is like. Birthday greetings to you. It's your birthday today. Yes.
Haven't you done another one with the Beer Olympics?
Don't talk about the International Olympic Committee.
It's of course not. That sporting event that happens
quad yearly event.
Yeah, that's the one.
What else have we got? Specific days of the week.
Thursday.
Friday songs. You can imagine. Friday, I'm in Love by The Cure.
Yes.
It's like it'll be flatlining in terms of plays, and then on a Friday, bang, relevant again. There'll be a spike in terms of their PPL and PRS.
Boomtown Rats do I Don't
Like Mondays. That was about a mass shooting, so don't bring the podcast down, Greg.
I didn't know that. I just thought it was just I Don't Like Mondays.
No. Let's take this further. You could do songs about specific seasons. You could do songs about types of weather. I think the one thing that cemented Rihanna's, it's certainly in the UK at least, she released Umbrella in what was the wettest UK summer on record. And consequently, the song spent 6 weeks at number one in the UK
saying,
charts.
Right, Rihanna was the reason we had a crap summer.
Not the reason, however, the weather was inextricably linked.
Okay.
Conjoined.
So why was Bananarama's Cruel Summer not kind of as popular at the same time?
Summertime by
DJ
Fresh
Jazzy
Prince.
Jeff and the Fresh Prince.
Again, whenever it's hot, what do the radio stations do? They turn to Will Smith. You can see where I'm going with this. So I've written a lovely little thing here that I'm going to read verbatim.
Della Soul did a rolling skating jam called Saturdays.
No, but it wasn't very good though, was it?
It was.
Ring 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 was all right though. Right, here we go. Get this. This is what a great summary. As artists, we should write songs that either mean something to people, or songs that find extra meaning, as they go about their lives. So when certain events hit their calendar, you as a DIY musician, if you've written the appropriate music, you can be right there with them.
Aren't some people possibly going to say this is a little contrived?
Maybe, but you're speaking to someone whose songs are, again, we have a song that is relevant every Friday because it refers to a meal which is traditionally eaten on a certain day.
That's a fair point.
Of the week, and dare I say, if you write a good song, it works. Writing songs is all about connecting with people. Adele connects with people. Her songs connect on an emotional level because she sings about the emotions that people have, and that resonates within her audience. And everyone goes, "I like these Adele songs." All I'm doing is I'm giving you a specific opportunity to find other ways to do that, rather than just writing songs about generic topics. We're getting clever here, and again, it can be great marketing.
No, that's a fair. So you're basically saying you're trying to find a point of contact.
Yes,
So that they understand, that
Yes,
they can relate to.
a topic that has relevance in their lives, and that could be down to as simple as a day in the week, or a time of the year, or a specific event in your part of the world. Again, so sit and think in terms of wherever you live. What are the big cultural things that maybe happen at specific times of the year, and then a piece of music that you write can be fresh again and be relevant again and again and again. That could be every week, that could be at least every year, but even if somebody returns to it once every sort of 12 months, if lots of people do that en masse, then in some respects you're winning, rather than just listening to a song once and then
what about general elections?
Politics. It's a hot topic in the UK at the moment. Best we don't enter into it.
Well, I'm just saying, could you do that?
You could do that. I mean, obviously, what we're talking about here is, I use the term seasonal, timely, calendarific. I'm struggling for the terminology, but it's the stuff that recurs again and again and again. General elections generally happen every 4 years, although in the UK that seems to be
every 2 minutes.
Every 4 months, yes.
So
something to think about. So yeah, even if you haven't thought about doing Christmas music this year, take all these Christmassy feelings in that you're about to experience over the next couple of weeks and use that for your inspiration to write some songs, and then in July you can record them. That gives you plenty of time to plan your marketing, and then you've got your hopefully you've got your Christmas.
Encouraging people to discover you, and then they will listen to your other stuff as well.
Yes. Just think, if you get on a Christmas playlist, the world could be your oyster.
It is. You've got to do some Christmas records, haven't you? Shortly.
Yes, but that's all down to all future planning.
So, but people do want them. Bizarrely.
If you've previously written something about a specific timely event, something that happens in the calendar every year, or maybe something that's relevant to your locale, let us know in the comments and post a link to it, and tell us how it's particularly relevant either to the time of year or to your part of the world, and we'll check it out. We'll have a listen.
And write those questions. The more questions you give us, the more things we could talk about.
Yes, indeed. We're almost. I think maybe we've got one episode left before we break for Christmas.
And then we're nearly coming up to a year now, aren't we?
Nearly. It's nearly like that.
I think it's the end of January we start.
So yes, I think we've got one more full episode to go before I have to literally run out and start buying some Christmas presents. Otherwise, I'm going to get hit by people who I haven't bought for on Christmas Day.
And, don't buy those Christmas cards. Think of the environment. That's what I heard on the radio. They're like, instead of buying just one for the house.
They're all recyclable, Greg.
I'm just going off what others have said.
Right. Thank you very much for tuning in for this particular episode. Again, if you've got anything you'd like us to talk about on a future episode, stick it in one of the comments, or contact us, find us on the internet, send us a message there. And until next week, have great marketing, and we'll see you next time.
Take care. Bye.
See you.